We use sandpaper, a lot of sandpaper. I got into old cars when I was in high school, and in the 80s I was able to pick up a wood car. It came in parts and pieces, and I put it together, and this is the car. So I've had this car for 30-some years. And over the years I've been in contact with other people that do wood cars, and I ended up turning it into a hobby and still working in the construction business for a while. And then I turned it into a full-time business. I build cars now for people all over the country and all over the world. I have work that I've done in Belgium and work on a car that came from Holland, and doing a car now that's going to be shipped to Australia. And had to add on to the building a couple times, and maybe like to give you a tour of that little building and see what we're all about now. This little building, part of the building is here. Here is the first part that I started doing cars in, and right now there's two 32s in here. One's from Vermont, and there's also a 39 in here from California. And I'm going to give you a little quick history. The wood cars were first used to carry people back and forth to the train stations, and then later they got picked up by the surfers because they were cheap cars that would haul their boards. But construction people used them in the 30s and 40s, and people that had large families that needed to do some traveling. It's just fun. This is kind of what we do here, little parts and pieces of this. And come on, I'll show you some more. This is a section of the shop where we do all our woodworking. It's kind of the heart of the operation because it's the woodwork that we do. We do a lot of handwork. We use routers and drills and power planes, and we have a couple table saws so we don't have to change blades around, and joiners and pantograph carvers and sandpaper, a lot of sandpaper. This is kind of a sample of the wood that comes in. This happens to be off of 47 Ford, and the wood's pretty bad at this front door, so what we do is we tear it all apart, use the pieces for patterns, and we come up with a new door that, like we have over here. This is going on a car that's going to Vermont when we're done. And it's all out of maple with African mahogany paneling in it. The car you might see in the background is a 48 Chevy that used white ash and mahogany paneling. And we just putter away here all day long and just have fun and get dirty. It's great. This is Mark. He's here learning some new trade here. He came out of the building business like we did. What are you working on today, Mark?
This is a fender arch. It fits the 48 Chevrolet, which are both of these cars behind me. I'm just cutting the finger joints in these new pieces. You can see there's quite a bit of wood to start from, but it takes a lot of wood to get this arch all formed and
I see. Okay.
And get it in. And trying to match exactly how they place their finger joints in my new pieces.
Okay.
So that we're making the car as accurate as possible.
And then a little more machining on these parts, and you'll be able to slide.
Be able to put them together.
Be able to slide these together as a finger joint connection. And
yeah.
Why don't you show them what you're working on, Mark?
Okay, sure. Well, this is a 48 Chevrolet wagon. I'm holding right here an original D-pillar, which is this portion of the car. I use this as my blueprint to make the new part. And this car I've been working on in conjunction with another one that's just like it for the last 6 months. And we're at a place now where I need to build the 2 rear doors for the car. The gates aren't in it right now because they're in another phase, but when I finish the 2 rear doors, this car will pretty much be completed, and that will be hopefully within about a month. And both the owner and I are very excited about that. And then I move on to a 46 Oldsmobile wagon and also a 47 Olds wagon.
This is a collection of 20 years of work. Every car that has come in with any wood at all on it, we save because there may be another car like that coming in. We had a car up front that came with no wood from California This will be my pattern that I'll use for that car up front. This is the wheel arch, goes right above the rear tire. This happens to be the right side, so the wheel's in here and sits right on top of the fender. And between all this, I have all the patterns for wood cars from 1929 through 1951. This whole library of parts is kind of in my head. So when Mark needs to, a car will come in that he may need a part for, I'll have to come back here and sort through and get patterns for him for that particular car that he will need. And it's all here. You just gotta know what you're looking at. So it's fun. It's fun. We just love doing what we do, and we get excited about it, and we just like to share that enthusiasm with everybody that we come in contact with. So. Mark, what are you working on today?
Well, just doing my in-between sandings for the car that's in the clean room.
Oh, okay.
Prepping it out.
What grid are you working on with this morning?
320. I have 2 more coats to go, so this will be 320 and the next one 400.
That would be great. It'd be nice to see this project going out the door. Hey, why don't you go in the clean room and check it out in there?
Okay, I'll show you. This is our finished varnish, and this is achieved by about 4 coats of spraying. The surface is prepped with different degrees of grit paper, starting at 220 and going to 400. Typically it takes about 4 weeks to complete a whole car. This section is done separately from the doors and the tailgate. And after the 4 weeks of the varnishing process, then it'll roll into the next step where all the hardware and glass and everything is installed.
This is my own personal project. I started about 1.5 years ago on it, and this is where it would come after Mark got done varnishing it, which he has done this, where I'm putting in seats now and putting on door handles, and the glass is going to be put in later this afternoon. And my parents had one of these when I was a young lad. We used to go out west, and maybe that's where I really got interested in doing these. But the next step is the customer drives it out the door, and would you like to go for a ride? I think that'd be fun to do.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure to click that bell icon to stay notified when we upload new content. Videos like this are only possible because of viewers like you. To help support this channel, click on the link in the description below. We'll see you next time.